How's it going, everybody? Welcome to today's Stick Mobility class. I am Coach Ray, and as usual, thank you for joining me for today. Now, for today's class, we are going to need access to two long sticks, one short stick, so access to all three. Also need a pad for us to kneel on, and also behind me I have a squat rack set up. We're not going to really use the rack or wall or door frame, but we do want to have something to anchor a band into, and it should be a relatively light band, not something that's actually going to be super heavy, because the drill we are going to be doing is an isometric hold where we are straightening the stick out, but we're going to have the band at the top of the stick creating that tension of pulling downward. So we're going to get a lot of core and arm work in. So that is going to be one of the main drills we're going to do for our strength training. We're also going to be working on a little bit of grip training as well, and emphasizing some that arm line still. So we're going to get some of the shoulders, get everything kind of worked in. Let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to start off with the short stick here, and I'm going to take the stick, grip with my fingertips on the ends of the stick here. We just want to warm up the shoulders and the shoulder blades. So I'm going to take a relatively wide stance, roughly a little wider than shoulder width. Toes are forward. I'm going to squat down a little bit to keep a nice good horse stance. Start with the right hand up, and I'm going to drive that right hand through. Left hand comes up and over. Then you drive that left hand through. We want to feel those shoulder blades moving and gliding along the rib cage here. Good. Breathe. Keep that speed nice and slow. We don't want to speed through this here. Good. Keep it going. Keep it going. Now, when I tell you to switch, we're going to go backwards. As we go backwards, we're going to rotate side to side. So we're going to segment the spine a bit here. All right. Let's go ahead and switch directions. Good. I want to keep those hips forward. We're just getting movement in the spine in a T-spine. Good. Make nice big motions. Get as much range as you can, without any pain, of course. Good. Keep going. 3, 2, and 1, and relax. Excellent. Good. Now we're going to take the stick. We're going to grip with an overhand grip here, and I'm actually going to go out pretty wide, not super wide, but think about wider than shoulder width at least for this. You can always adjust your hands as you need to. We're still going to stick with the short stick here, and I'm going to keep that horse stance, nice wide stance here, make sure I'm sinking down into it. What I'm going to do from here, I'm going to pull the stick apart about 20%, and I'm going to bring the stick up overhead, keeping both arms straight. Now with my right hand, I'm going to pull my right arm to my right side, and I'm going to pull my left bicep in towards my left ear, and then I'm going to switch over to the other side, pulling more with the left hand. I'm still creating tension of pulling the stick apart. However, I'm just pulling more with one side than the other. Breathe. You don't want to find that you're leaning over either. You want to stay as tall as you can. Good. Switch the other side. Breathe. Excellent. Other side one more time. Back to center. Down and ease off. Excellent. Good. We're going to take the short stick. We're going to place it behind our mid back. We want to in the crooks of our elbows here. And I'm going to go with a split stance. So my right foot's going to be forward, left foot's going to be back here. And I want to keep that back heel nice and tall. So left heel is up nice and high. I'm going to load that front leg here. I'm going to keep my elbows in towards my rib cage. And what I want to do with my hands, you can have them on your rib cage, or you can have them straight out like so. And I want to drive my elbows forward a bit. What that's going to do is going to create extension. Now from here, I'm going to push my left elbow forward, going across. So I'm actually getting rotation in the T-spine, but keeping this leg forward and knee over in the midfoot, I'm not getting rotation in the hips. Come back to center. Now I'm going to rotate to the right, or so rotate to the left, driving my left or right arm forward. Excellent, good. Come back to center, drive the left hand forward. Breathe. Back to center, drive the right arm forward. Keep this knee over midfoot. Back to center, drive the left arm forward. Excellent. Drive the right arm forward. Back to center and ease off. Let's go ahead and switch sides here. So same thing, make sure that front leg is loaded, knee over midfoot for that lead leg here. Drive those elbows forward lightly, nothing too significant. I'm gonna drive that right arm forward and across. Excellent, back to center. Rotate the opposite way. Grabbing that left arm across. You'll find that rotating towards your back leg is actually a little harder. Excellent, back to center. Drive that right arm across. Excellent, back to center. Drive the left arm across. One more time each way. Drive the right arm across. Breathe. Excellent. Drive the left arm across. Back to center and ease off. Excellent. We're going to place the short stick down. We're going to grab the two long sticks here and the pad. So we're going to be in a half kneeling position, and we're going to kind of be in a hang. Now, what we are looking for is to create a little bit of decompression almost in the spine here. So it should feel like you're actually hanging in your arms. We're going to get a stretch in the shoulders. We're going to add some rotation here. Now, as we actually rotate side to side, the main thing is we don't want those hips going all over the place, right? So my back foot is going to be dorsiflex, big toes going into the floor. At the bottom of both sticks, roughly right in front of the line of my hips. I'm going to reach up with both hands. Reach up as high as you can. You can walk your hands up kind of like how I just did. So arms are going to be straight. And then what you're going to do from here is I'm going to lightly drive my shoulders or drive my hands towards the floor. So I'm going to kind of pack the shoulders, and I'm also going to get some extension a little bit. Get a hang in those shoulders. Should be getting a nice little stretch in the shoulders here. Now I'm going to rotate to my right. Get as much rotation as you can, comfortably without any pain. Now we're going to rotate to the left. Rotate to the right. Left. Excellent. Right. And left. Back to center and ease off. Excellent. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Also, you can adjust the distance that the sticks are out as you need to. Back foot is dorsiflex. I'll actually kind of turn to the side here, so you see what it looks like from the side. Hands are going to be up nice and tall. Walk those hands up. Then you're going to lightly drive the sticks into the floor. Keep a nice, good, tall posture here. Rotate to the left. Excellent. Now to right. Left. Right. Left. And right. Back to center and ease off. Excellent. Good. Now we're going to stand up here. We're going to place one stick down. We're going to go for a little bit of a rotation, but also a little bit of a lat stretch. It's going to be a really, really simple drill. We're going to take about a roughly hip to shoulder width stance. Toes are going to be pointed forward. I'm sticking with the tall stick here. I'm going to have the bottom of the stick in line with my right foot, about midfoot. I'm gonna take my left hand and I'm gonna place it at shoulder height on the stick here. So it's on my right side, left hand's on the stick, thumb is up towards the ceiling, so I got a rope grip going. What I'm gonna do from this position is I'm going to bring my right hand on the inside. And I'm going to hinge my hips back, slight bend to the knees. As I do that, I'm gonna drive that right arm out and sink my left shoulder towards the floor. Now we're gonna get a stretch in that left shoulder, gonna get a little bit in the lat as well. Gonna slowly come back up. Excellent. Let's go again. Hinge back, drive that right arm out. Breathe. Should be feeling real good on the back, mid back, upper back on the shoulder. Back up. Let's go one more. Hinge back, drive that right arm out. Excellent, come back up. Ease off. Let's go ahead and switch sides here. Right hand on the stick at shoulder height. Left hand is on the inside of the stick here. Same thing, we're gonna drive those hips back. Drive that left arm out. You'll notice one side's gonna feel a little tighter than the other. Come back up. Excellent. Let's go again. Hinge back. Drive that left hand out. Try to get that right shoulder towards the floor. Back in, nice and easy. Let's go one more time. Hinge, drive out. Good. Back in and relax. Perfect. Now we're going to get into a single arm hang. Really want to get into those lateral lines. Really want to stretch out those lateral tissues here. So we're going to really directly get into stretching out the lats. Probably going to get the hip if you're super tight as well. I'm going to have my left foot forward. Stick is in my right hand. I'm going to take a relatively big step back. You can always adjust and wiggle your back foot back as you need to. The bottom of the stick is in line with the heel of my left foot or front foot here. Right hand is up nice and high. I'm going to have my left hand on the stick for added support, and I'm going to sink my back knee straight down, and then I'm going to shift my right hip going in towards the bottom of the stick here. Now really lengthening that lateral line. You're going to feel a nice big stretch here. Breathe, go ahead and ease off, nice and slow. Let's go ahead and switch sides. So let's bring that right foot forward. We're gonna step back with that left foot here. We're gonna do that same thing. Left hand is up nice and high. Right hand's gonna be on the stick for added support. Drop that back leg down, then shift the hip in, going towards the bottom of the stick. You also want to try not to bend this arm. You don't want to end up being here. You want to try to strengthen you, but actually hanging into that arm here. Excellent. Ease off. I'm going to stand up. We're going to switch again. We're going to go each side one more time. And you can always adjust the stick as well in terms of if it's closer to your front foot, in terms of like the bottom of the stick being closer here, or you can even have it out wider so you can really sink into it even more. Left hand's on the stick, sink that back hip straight down, and then going towards the bottom of the stick. Nice big stretch here. Breathe. Excellent. Ease off. Step forward. We'll switch sides. Last one. Left hand's up high, right hand's on the stick. Drop that back hip down and then sink it in. You want to try to lengthen that side as much as you can. 3, 2, 1. Again, ease off and take a second. Perfect, good. Now, let's go ahead and get into the fun part. We're gonna get into the very first drill. We're gonna actually use the short stick here. The reason why we're gonna go with the short stick to initially start off with is there's not gonna be as much bend in the short stick. Now, as we do this drill, it's gonna be really important that, again, you have something that you're anchoring the band into, something strong, secure, that's gonna hold. We don't want any accidents happening. Now, the band's set up roughly about chest height here. And I'm gonna place the stick, or place the band at the end of the stick here. Now I'm gonna step out a little bit. Again, we don't need that much tension. We just need a little bit of tension here. It's gonna be actually really, really challenging to hold into place. I'm going to have my left hand, so actually, if you look at where the sticker is, I'm gonna have my left hand roughly about 4 to 6 inches below the bottom of the sticker here. My right hand's gonna be up about roughly that same distance. And I'm gonna have a squared stance, so I'm facing this way, band's going out laterally here. And I'm gonna make sure my right hand is up towards the ceiling, left hand is down towards the floor. And I wanna make sure I sink into it. So I wanna squat, I'm gonna load that lower body a little bit. From this position here, notice that both arms are bent. I'm going to pull the top of the stick to my center line, so I'm pushing with my right arm towards my center line and push with my left arm towards my center line. We're gonna hold this for about 20 seconds. It's already been about 9 seconds here. Try to keep it in line with your center line here. Make sure you're gripping that stick. 3, 2, 1, slowly ease off and relax. Excellent. We'll need to make sure we're gripping the stick nice and hard. We want to activate that arm line, but we're also getting a lot of core in this, right? Let's go again. Want to keep it in line with center line. If you need to make it easier, step in a little bit more. Let's go again. So sink down into it here. And we're going to create that tension. Try to get the stick in line with your center line. Hold. Breathe. Doing good. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and ease off. Nice and slow. Relax. All right, this last one, we're gonna add in rotating. We're gonna rotate both hands internally towards one another. It's just an isometric. We wanna hold this isometric the entire time. We're gonna hold it at 50%. Let's get set in position here. Create that tension, get that stick to center line, and twist. Internally rotate both hands. You're gonna notice that the chest is gonna get nice and active here when you do that. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and ease off. Excellent. Whew. It's a tough one. Let's go ahead and switch sides here and actually be able to see what that side profile looks like from this angle here. You want to make sure that you're not getting a whole lot of lower back movement. You want to keep everything just really centered in those arms here. Everything should be stable in that lower body. Let's go again. Let's create that tension, get that stick to center line, and go. You're gonna have to fight the stick. You're gonna have to fight that resistance. Hold. Three, 2, 1, ease off. Excellent, good. Woo. It's a tough one. Another tip, if it's too hard to control, space your hands out wider on the stick here. Let's go again. Get a nice, good, strong athletic stance here and get that stick to center line. Hold. 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and ease off. Excellent. Good. One more time. Now we're rotating our hands internally. So, as if we're trying to wring out a towel. Let's go again. Get the stick to center line. Rotate the stick, or rotate those hands internally here. Hold. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and ease off. Woo! Excellent. Good. Really good way to really connect to that arm line. But, all right, as we're doing that there, we're not just getting your upper body involved, we're getting the entire body involved. The legs have to stabilize, the core has to stabilize to keep from actually laterally flexing over. Really fun drill to do, especially if you're looking for a nice little fun challenge. Now, we're going to further get into working with the arm line here. Now, for this one, what I do want to do is I'm going to use a band. Same band, you can always go to a lighter band as well. It's going to be a single stick exercise. What we're actually going to do is we're going to use the band as a way to create more tension, hold that isometric. We're going to generate grip tension on that right hand, and we're going to bring the stick, again, towards that center line. So we're actually going to get a lot of the pec involved. You can have a slightly bent elbow, and I'll actually go as far as to suggest it for this one until you get a little bit stronger here. So again, we're gonna have we're gonna have the band in the palm of our hand here. The bottom of the stick is in line with our center line here. That's the goal, is to get the stick to stand straight up or horizontal. From this position here, I'm gonna take a relatively wide stance in order to make sure I got a nice good base. And I'm going to grip the stick at 60%, drive the stick down about 60%, and then I'm going to bring the stick to my center line, and I'm gonna hold here for 15 seconds. So I'm gonna hold that position, slight bend to the elbow, really get a nice good big pec contraction here, connecting that entire arm line, and ease off. Excellent, we're gonna do that again. And hands are roughly about shoulder height here. So sink down, grip the stick 60%, drive the stick down, bring the hand across, get to the center line, hold, 3, 2, 1, excellent, ease off, nice and slow. Shake it out a little bit. Let's go one more rep here. Doing good, folks. Grip the stick, drive the stick into the floor, anterior tissues turn on. Get the stick to center line. Hold, make sure you're breathing, keep driving that stick down. Don't lose off that tension. 3, 2, 1, and ease off. Excellent. So it should be feeling really, really good on the pec. Even on the shoulder, it should feel like a pretty safe exercise. So if you want a really good way to actually work the pecs, this is a awesome, awesome, awesome drill. So I'm gonna get that wide stance again. Bottom of the stick is in line with my center line here. Stick's in my left hand. Same thing, grip that stick 60%, drive the stick down, bring it to center line, hold, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and ease off. Whew. Excellent. We got 2 more here, doing good. The chest should be feeling a nice, good, solid pump here. Grip the stick, drive the stick into the floor, bring it to center line. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and ease off. Excellent. One more time, folks. Last one, I promise. Drive the stick down, grip that stick 60%, bring it across the center line, hold. 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and ease off. Whew. Excellent. Good. Again, really awesome way. Nice, good chest pump, especially if you're trying to take a lot of that excessive load off the shoulder. Think about this as a replacement to like a chest fly, for example. This would be a really good replacement. Adding the stick in just really further connects to those to that arm line. We're gonna finish off with working on the shoulders. Now, for this one, we wanna make sure we're getting to an overhead position, and I do wanna take away any potential of cheating. We're gonna go with a tall, kneeling, dislocate type of drill. So I'm gonna go tall kneeling here, still sticking with the short stick, and I wanna make sure that both ankles are dorsiflexed, big toes are driving into the floor here. Make sure I'm up nice and tall, so I'm gonna push my feet into the floor lightly. That's gonna keep me in extension, that's what we're going for here. I'm gonna grip on the stick pretty wide. You can always adjust your hands depending on your mobility. Now from here, arms are straight, driving those back feet into the floor. I'm gonna squeeze my glutes as well. Now from this position, I'm gonna pull the stick apart, and I'm gonna bring the stick up overhead. Get as high as you can. Hold that position, compress the stick. Excellent, pull apart. Keep control of the rib cage. Compress the stick, 50%. Pull apart. Compress. Pull apart. Back down, nice and slow. Ease off. Excellent. Let's go one more time. Pull apart, bring the stick up, nice and easy. Keep those elbows out straight. Keep control of the rib cage, compress, 50%. Pull apart, compress, pull apart, compress, and pull apart. Back down, and ease off. Woo. Excellent, good. Now let's go ahead and get into loosening everything up. So with our strength training, let's actually stretch all those tissues out that we just worked, which is gonna be a lot of pec, shoulder, a little bit of bicep too, folks. I'm gonna take both long sticks here. Now I'm gonna start with about roughly hip to shoulder width stance, toes are pointed forward here. I'm gonna have both hands at roughly about face height. I'm gonna have my thumbs pointed up towards the ceiling. Bottoms of the sticks are right in front of the line of my toes here. From this position here, I'm gonna lightly drive those sticks down, about 20%. Keeping the sticks out, I'm going to drive my chest going towards the floor. You're gonna feel pecs really start to open up. Something else of note, the sticks are in line with my shoulders. They're not above my shoulders, they're not below my shoulders, but they're in line with my shoulders. We're gonna hold this stretch here. Breathe. So very lightly driving those sticks into the floor, really trying to get those pecs to open up here. Excellent, slowly ease off. Relax, take a second, shake it out. Now we're gonna be moving those sticks here. So I'll actually turn to the side. I'm gonna line up the same. Sticks are, our hands are at roughly about face height here. Arms straight, lightly drive those sticks down, about 20%. Keep the sticks in line with the shoulders, and hinge. Just gonna hold this position here. Make sure we're breathing, folks. It's really important. I'm gonna shift the sticks going down towards my hips, rotating my arms internally. Now I'm getting into that shoulder extension. I get that anterior delt a little bit more. So you should be feeling that stretch on the front of that shoulder. Might get a little bit of bicep if you're super tight. And now I'm gonna bring the sticks up overhead to here. Now we kind of get those pec minors. So think about a Y shape. Breathe. Sticks back down the shoulders. Come up and ease off. Excellent, good. Now we're gonna work with a little bit of rotation. I'm sure you guys know now, love my rotations. So I'm gonna go with a toes forward position, bottom wide stance. Stick for my right hand is going to be right in line with my center line here. Left hand is going to be up high. Now from this position here, the bottom of the left stick is right outside my left foot, and my right hand is at about roughly chest or sternum height. I'm going to hinge back and drive the right stick going across, left stick comes back. Like so. You really want to reach out with that right hand. Come back up. Excellent, ease off. We're gonna go back into it again, so hinge back. Pull that left arm in towards your rib cage. Drive that right arm out to your 9 o'clock. Back up. Excellent, let's go one more time, folks. Then we're gonna switch sides. Hinge back, drive that right arm out, pull that left arm in. Excellent, come back up. Ease off. Let's switch sides. Left hand is at sternum height. Right hand's up nice and tall on the stick. Going to hinge back. Drive that left arm out. Pull that right arm in. Breathe. Back up. Excellent. Let's go again. Drive out. Breathe. Excellent. Back up. Let's go one more time here, folks. Hinge. Three, two, one. Back up and ease off. Take a second. Now we're gonna get into snake and reach. Really want to focus on a few select exercises. Like I said, really want to stretch out those tissues that we just worked, which is going to be a lot of those anterior tissues. We're going to use a snake and reach to really open up the pecs and the rib cage. So we need our pad for us to kneel on. You can start with either leg down. Let's actually start with our right knee down. Left leg is going to be forward here. The bottom of the stick is going to be on the inside of that left thigh, right at mid thigh here. You'll notice how my left leg is actually angled out. That's where I want to start off at. And then we can incrementally bring that leg in to increase that stretch. I'm going to have my right hand up over the top. Thumb is facing down towards the floor. I'm going to snake my left shoulder through, and I want the stick to be under my scapula, under the shoulder blade. We don't want it on top or to the side. We want it under it. Now from here, I'm going to walk my right hand up and loop my thumb around. Now from this position, you might be getting a stretch, and we'll just hold this position here. I want to focus on taking deep breaths. Get the rib cage to expand as much as you can, and then exhale Now I'm gonna do with this left hand, I'm going to bring the stick towards my center line, and I'm going to wiggle my left foot in a little bit more. Hold this position here. Should be getting a little bit more of a stretch. Focus on that breathing. Excellent. Bring the bottom of the stick a little further across. Wiggle that left foot in even a little bit more. Good. Excellent. Hold this position here. Make sure you're breathing here. And I'm trying to really keep everything going forward, not necessarily going to the side. Now from here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sink forward with my hips, and you will get a bigger stretch, especially in that pec minor area. I'm gonna come back, sink forward, come back, sink forward. Excellent, come back. I'm gonna wiggle that left foot out, bring the bottom of the stick out, walk that right hand down, slowly come out. Excellent. We're gonna switch sides. You wanna be really, really careful with this particular stretch. If you feel like, maybe for some odd reason, that you're getting some tinglies in the hand, it's not a good thing. That is not a good thing. So definitely back off the stretch or get out of it if you need to. You can always adjust as you want or specific to your needs. I'm gonna have the stick on the inside of my right leg here. Left hand's up over the top, thumb facing down towards the floor. Take my right hand, sneak it through, get the stick under the shoulder blade. I'm gonna walk my left hand up. We'll loop that thumb around, right? Hold. Breathe. Get a nice, good stretch. Bring the bottom of the stick towards your center line a little bit more. Wiggle that right foot in a little. Get a little bit more of a stretch here. Excellent. Bring the bottom of the stick in a little bit more. Wiggle that right foot in. Get that nice big stretch going. Excellent. Now we're going to sink forward into that front leg. So I'm going to shift forward. Back. Sink forward. Breathe. Back and sink forward. Back. Excellent. Wiggle that right foot out. Bring the bottom of the stick back. Slowly walk that left hand down. Come out nice and easy and ease off. Relax. And that, my friends, concludes today's stick mobility class. Thank you everybody for joining me. He wanted to keep everything really specific to upper body, nothing lower body based. Just wanted us to really focus on still working on that arm line. We're still sticking with our thing for this month. However, I will catch you all next time, and be sure to check out our other videos. Have a good one.